Well, upsets are still alive and well in the UK. Congratulations to Ekow ESSUMAN. I hope I said your name correctly. He pulled off the upset versus Josh Taylor in Taylor's backyard in Glasgow earlier on today. Now, to his credit, Josh Taylor did win the early rounds, but once ESSUMAN got a feeling for the distance, he was able and timing, he was able to shut down Taylor's fight and basically take the fight from him by closing distance on Taylor and not allowing Taylor to remain on the outside with his nice, long, sharp jab. That is what got Josh through the early rounds and had him winning those early rounds. But huge credit to Ekow ESSUMAN. No offense, but I've never heard of him before. Never heard of you before, Ekow. But huge props to him. I was really taken with how eloquent and gracious he was in victory in his post-fight interview. I thought he was all class. He had a sense of humor. And for somebody who knew that he was coming in as the B-side, he wasn't, salty about it. He wasn't, I don't know what the word is. He wasn't gloating in beating Josh Taylor in his hometown. Basically, Ekow was very gracious to the audience. He was gracious to the media. So, I mean, that's the stuff a champion's truly made of, that whether you're being heralded as the next great thing or not, you do your due diligence in your training camp, which is very clear that he did that because he was in tremendous shape. He got stronger as the fight went on, whereas Josh Taylor started to fade. Now, as far as Taylor's concerned, I don't know if that cut on his left eyebrow was really bothering him. He also had a mouse starting to develop under that left eye, but just his output started to wane in the second half of the fight. So is that a conditioning thing? Is that a mental thing? I don't know. But one thing was apparent is that Josh Taylor still does not take his head off the center line versus an orthodox fighter's straight right hand. And at this point in the game, I would think that a southpaw would have that one down, because that's like the classic punch that a righty is going to throw at you, is that straight right hand straight down the pike. And more than a few times, Josh Taylor just ate that punch from Ekow. So now the commentators on the scene were calling for Taylor to hang it up after this fight. He did look disappointed after the fight, as if he thought maybe he won. But regardless, I don't think that Josh deserves to go out on a loss. I think as a former undisputed champion, he deserves to go out on a win, whether it's a high-profile fight or not. I mean, I think he just deserves to go out on a win. So I hope he and his team figure out how that can be done, Kovalev style, if you will. It's certainly something that I think is doable because he's such a draw. Doesn't really matter who he's fighting. People will turn up to see him fight live, and people will tune in to see him fight. So the financial aspect is there if Josh Taylor wants to set up a farewell fight for perhaps some unknown belt, like some made up belt title, in front of his own hometown crowd. Let him go out on a high note. I think that's my point. I always favor on the side of the athlete in that case. I think every fighter deserves to go out on a win, considering all they've put themselves through in order to have a fight career in the first place. So tell me who you would like to see Josh Taylor face next. Do you want to see him fight one more time, or do you think he should just hang it up? Who would you like to see ESSUMAN fight next? Do you think he deserves a shot, in the top 15, top 10? Let me know your thoughts on ESSUMAN's performance in the comments. All right, I look forward to reading your comments, and we'll see you in the next one.